You know, when you walk into an ophthalmologist's office, you expect strict protocols, right? The doctor doesn't just like guess your eye prescription based on the vibe.
Yeah, definitely not.
But here in 2026, that is exactly how companies are deploying AI. They're handing the keys to the clinic over to, well, brilliant but clueless algorithms. So today we're doing a deep dive into a massive stack of research on why these weekend AI prototypes are just completely crashing in production, and how the industry is desperately shifting into what they're calling the architecture era.
Right, and I mean, that shift is honestly overdue
Hmm.
because we are stuck in this weird paradox right now. The sources call it the 48-hour mirage.
Oh, the 48-hour mirage. Yeah. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, it's this idea that it has literally never been easier for you to spin up a functional AI prototype over a weekend, right? But it has actually never been harder to ship a truly reliable product that survives contact with real customers.
Because of this trap called vibe coding. I mean, you grab a massive engine, like, say, GPT-5 or Claude 3.5, you tweak the prompt until the output gives you the right vibe, and then you just call it a day.
Exactly, you just vibe code it.
Right. Going back to the clinic metaphor, it's basically like grabbing a high school valedictorian off the street and saying, hey, you're a genius, run my clinic. Zero onboarding. And sure, they demo well.
Oh, they demo brilliantly. But by day 3, in the real world, the vibe drifts. The agent hallucinates a medical dosage or, forgets a critical business rule or totally loses the thread of a complex customer dispute. Building purely on natural language over a weekend is the ultimate new technical debt.
Wow, the ultimate technical debt.
Yeah, the sources actually refer to this as layer 1 thinking, just relying on the raw nature of the model to solve complex problems.
But let me challenge that premise for a second, actually.
Go for it.
If models like GPT-5 are supposedly so advanced, like passing medical exams and bar exams and all that, shouldn't their base reasoning be enough by now? I mean, why do we even need to build anything complex on top if the engine itself is already a genius?
Well, what's fascinating here is that passing a multiple choice test is entirely different from running a business workflow flawlessly every single time.
Right. The real world is messy.
Exactly. So the solution to this reliability crisis isn't just sitting around waiting for the next model upgrade. It's mapping the AI stack into 3 distinct layers. So layer 1 is that raw engine. It's your valedictorian. It's powerful, but ultimately it's just a fixed commodity.
Okay, so then layer 2 is the librarian, right?
Yes, the librarian. If layer 1 is the valedictorian, layer 2 is the medical library and the surgical tools you hand to them. In tech terms, this is your infrastructure.
Like where your ARGI memory lives.
Precisely. Retrieval augmented generation. Which really just means giving the AI the ability to securely search your company's private documents before it answers. And it's also where your MCP tools sit.
Which are the integrations that actually let the AI click buttons or update databases, things like that?
Right, sending emails, updating records, all that stuff.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting because there's a problem there. You can give a teenager a scalpel and all the medical textbooks in the world, but they still aren't a doctor. A library doesn't make decisions.
No, it doesn't.
So what actually teaches the model how to act like a professional?
That is the million-dollar question. And it brings us to layer 3, the super fine-tuning loop.
The super fine-tuning loop.
Yeah, this happens entirely at the application layer. The sources call this AAgogy, so think pedagogy, the method of teaching, but for AI. If layer 2 is the library, layer 3 is the senior attending physician looking over the valedictorian's shoulder.
Putting them through a residency, basically.
Exactly, a rigorous step-by-step residency.
And how does that actually work in practice? I mean, we aren't talking about doing the massive GPU-heavy fine-tuning that costs millions of dollars, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, not at all. You aren't changing the model's actual neural weights. You're using mechanisms like instructional scaffolding and correction ledgers. That's how you hard code your professional intuition into the system's execution logic.
Wait, break down a correction ledger for me. How does that practically happen?
Okay, so think of a correction ledger as a dynamic, deeply specific rulebook. Let's say your AI agent makes a mistake in testing. Like, it offers a customer a full refund when company policy only allows a 50% credit.
The classic mistake.
Right. So instead of just tweaking the master prompt and crossing your fingers, hoping it doesn't break something else, you log that exact boundary into a ledger.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So the next time the AI processes a similar request, the architecture actually forces it to check the ledger first. It evaluates its own planned action against your specific hard-coded boundaries before it ever speaks.
Wow. So you're basically transforming a polite, generic chatbot into a surgically precise specialist by building strict guardrails around how it thinks.
Precisely. You are architecting a system that mirrors your unique professional judgment.
Which means the era of vibe coding is officially dead.
Dead and gone.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, as we move through 2026, the winners won't be the companies boasting about their clever natural language prompts. The winners will be those who have mastered AI Goji, architecting systems that literally cannot be wrong because the professional intuition is baked right into the structural logic.
Which leaves you with an important question to consider. If the AI model itself is now just a commodity engine, a really smart brain waiting for instructions, what unique, unwritten professional intuition of yours is currently missing from your workflows, just waiting to be hard-coded. Because until you build that third layer, you're still just letting a teenager run your clinic.